All right, let's talk about George Pickens, the very interesting Pittsburgh Steelers receiver who had a really good year last year. What makes him really a number one receiver, I would say. I think that's how he played last year as a number one. We can start off with this play. It's going to be kind of that play that I always talk about as if you can win in this situation, you're a number one receiver. If you can't win in this situation, you're not a number one receiver. I really feel like this is kind of the main thing you want your top guy to be able to do, which is in a 3rd down and 7 in man coverage, can you win on the outside where there isn't a safety? Like that's what the Steelers need from Pickens right here. Well, when this play begins, you're going to see that right here. One of the things he does a really good job of, I would say, is kind of selling as though he's going over the middle, right? Selling as that's where he's could be going, which for in a pure one-on-one matchup can get the Seattle corner to just take a step up in that direction. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just a little bit. Pickens wasn't really considered an elite route runner when he was drafted, but I do think he does a lot of really subtle things that can allow him to get open at the NFL level. And some of that is just stuff he does better once he's gotten to the NFL and has kind of improved upon his game. As you see, Rudolph is going to kind of just throw one up there for Pickens. And I mean, look at how open he gets once he goes further down the field. This is wide open. The issue is Mason Rudolph was under pressure when he was throwing it. And, isn't exactly Josh Allen either when it comes to throwing under pressure. So it's not going to necessarily be the perfect throw that you want. However, you see Pickens is able to make a really athletic catch, and even it was funny. Right after this, he found the camera and said something there. But really good job by him. And again, these are the kind of things that you look at with Pickens, of like being able to just win in these one-on-one situations. I also think about stuff like this, where this time it's going to be a zone coverage play, so it's going to be zone, and he's just trying to find a soft spot in the zone coverage. That's all Pickens is doing on this play. You see where he is. But watch how when it begins, he's doing a great job at, again, not giving away what he's doing. Really, I mean, the corner who could potentially be covering him on this play, that guy right there, you see he's kind of playing a little bit off, right? Because he has to. He doesn't know where Pickens is going. What if Pickens is running deep? Or what if Pickens is running an out route? You got to be aware of those types of things. But then you see Pickens really kind of stop on a dime. And right here for Rudolph, who's already in the throwing motion, there is definitely a window. Now, again, with all due respect to Mason Rudolph, who I think played well down the stretch, this isn't going to be the best throw you're going to see from him. However, despite the kind of high throw, Pickens is able to go up, grab it, and he does what he can to protect himself after that. I mean, those are dangerous passes that can get you hurt, but, kind of got down as well as he could there. So really good stuff from Pickens on this play. I also thought the Steelers, kind of in the post-Matt Canada era, did a better job at scheming him open and kind of knowing that he is their key guy. This one's zone coverage, cover 3 zone. Seattle loves their cover 3 zone, and so take advantage. First, they're going to have Deontay Johnson's going to run that route right there. And the reason you do that is you want to get the corner to move in. If you can get that deep corner to move in, then for Pickens, that's the route he could run, and it could allow him to get open. We always kind of talk about receivers as almost like it's an individual sport, or like they're completely dependent on the quarterback. We don't often talk enough about hey, it's a team sport, right? Like it really is. Like the other receivers have a big impact in which guy is getting open. And when this play begins, you see that, the pressure is going to go, or the corner is going to move underneath more so. So now Pickens, who gets to his spot incredibly quickly, is open. Not to take away what Pickens is doing. He's doing a great job. But just everyone on this play doing the right thing. And I do wonder if next year we could see more of this. As you see, well-thrown ball, Pickens is able to make the grab and eventually fumbles the ball. So that's not good. Got to hold on to the ball. But, and that has been something that we have seen him do, is he will put the ball on the ground on occasion. But other than that, really, well done job by Pittsburgh as a whole. And also this play, which if you remember this game and this play in general, really, what kind of the narrative going in was Pickens, it was kind of blown up on the internet where he didn't block on a specific play, and that was kind of heavily criticized. And so now going into the next game, what's he going to do? Well, starting off of a pretty simple play, right? Just kind of a quick slant route against man coverage. He does a good job on this one. We're watching him get that inside leverage, and he is a physical receiver, which sometimes being a physical receiver, what it does is corners don't want to match you because they're worried if they do, they'll just get more out of position. But it kind of sometimes allows a receiver to bully their way to where they want to be consistently. Watch how when he makes the throw, that was well thrown by Rudolph. So see, he had his moments. It wasn't the disaster. You see right here, though, kind of an easier a window for the throw to be made because of what Pickens was able to do. And this play isn't over. Safety coming in, trying to make a play. However, Pickens is going to make a man miss and makes a couple guys miss, and I can't show the whole play for copyright reasons, but he does get into the end zone for a touchdown, runs by everyone else. So, again, he is capable of these big plays. There's no denying that, and definitely showed it off against Cincinnati. Like this one was another one where it's a 3rd and 15. I mean, 3rd and 15. You're not getting the conversion here, right? Pickens is going to run deep down the field as kind of like a, hey, who knows, maybe something will happen. And when this play begins, you're not expecting much, but Rudolph is going to throw the ball down the field, and somehow something does happen. Right here, there is definitely a pretty big window. But not to keep going back there, but again, it is Mason Rudolph who isn't going to make this one perfect. And in this one, I'll defend Rudolph a little bit in the sense of, like, he didn't know Pickens was going to get as open when he made the throw, so might have been trying for more of a, let's make sure we don't put the ball in harm's way type of throw here. However, look at this grab from Pickens. Like, that's the other aspect of Pickens. He does a great job at just finding a way to make the catch on certain plays. And when you can do that, again, it's going to go a long way if you can have the contested catchability that he does have. But really, this is what we're looking at. This is the main thing, the main number one thing you talk about. I know I brought up the, beating man coverage on a 3rd down situation, but this is a pure go route on man coverage with a single safety deep. So this is really the ultimate test. The other one was still a test. This one's the ultimate test. One-on-one matchup, go route. Can you win? Well, Rudolph's going to take the snap. He looks and he's made his decision. He's throwing it up to Pickens. If it's an incomplete pass to Pickens, it's still a good play. Probably the right philosophy there for Rudolph. Rudolph fires one up, and you do see there is a window, and it's able to be complete there. Cincinnati player trying to come in and make a play. Hey, got to give Rudolph credit, right? Made a perfect throw. But for Pickens, he does do a good job in open space. Watch him make that Cincinnati player miss and is able to get into the end zone for a touchdown. So what do we make of George Pickens? How do we view him? I really do view him as a number 1 receiver. I think he's shown that he can be that guy. I do hope for this for his sake and for the Steelers' sake, he's not the only guy they kind of want as their receiver heading into this season. Like, he's a very good player. I like him. As of right now, I do think that, the receiving core around him, like Dez Fitzpatrick, Denzel Mims, Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, Calvin Austin, I don't know. Calvin Austin has shown flashes in the past, but as a whole, I'm a little concerned about that situation. And you have Pat Freiermuth, he's very good. But as a whole, I think he could maybe use a little bit of help this next season. They might need to add a guy, which, they'll draft a Pro Bowler in round 3. We know it's the Steelers. But as a whole, him as a player, Pickens, I think is really good and definitely a number 1 receiver in my opinion. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.